Hello, and welcome to today's episode of Behind the Numbers, the podcast that seeks the personalities in the finance and technology industry. So before I introduce my very special guest today, I'd like to remind you that today's podcast is brought to you by Kinetic Core AI. Kinetic Core AI are a firm that help tax, finance, and technology companies grow their profits and revenue within 12 months. So if you're interested in a free growth consultation, drop the word growth into the DMs and we can have a chat. So I am really pleased to announce a special guest today, hailing all the way from Miami, a lady called Paula Puyana. She's had a very illustrious career in the last 18 years in the finance and tax industry. She's got a special USP, 3 languages which she can speak, which we're all very jealous of. We know typically in England we can only do 1, so having 3 really allows her to deliver services to a multipliers of clients and services as well. So she is the CEO of Skyline CPA firm, and I'm really happy to have her today to tell us all about her business, what the future holds, and what she's seeing in the industry. So, Paula, thank you very much for coming to today.
Thank you so much for having me, Matthew.
Awesome.
It's a pleasure
So,
to be here.
tell us a bit about your background. You've got an interesting story.
Sure, yeah. So I was born in Brazil and I
Okay.
moved to Miami about 12 years ago. I directed a consulting firm in Brazil, and now I run my own CPA firm called Skyline. So for over 20 years, I've been helping individuals and businesses build wealth, grow strategically. So here in the US, I got an MBA and a master's in accounting and taxation, and also my CPA license. And because I speak Spanish and Portuguese as well, I was connected to many international clients, so I'm really comfortable with global business structures and more like high complexity cases.
So in terms of your client base, are they purely in the US, or because of your ability to speak multiple languages, have you got clients in other countries as well?
Everywhere, yes,
Yeah.
mostly in the US, but a lot of international clients as well.
Great. Okay, that
Mm.
gives you a level of diversity and also ability to scale as well, right? Which is
Mhm.
fantastic. So, tell me then, what does a day to day look like for Paula?
So I am pretty hands-on in the operations. So not only I prepared my tax returns, tax plans within my software, but I will also take care of the human part of my business. So I meet with clients pretty much daily. I see what are their life expectations. I make sure that our financial plans are aligned with their expectations, their cash flow projections. And yeah, and obviously I'm in constant contact with my team, always training, mentoring them.
Mm,
hmm
sounds great.
Okay.
Sounds like you're a busy person then.
Yeah, it's really busy.
Yeah. Excellent. So just give us a bit of a breakdown of the type of services that you provide, and perhaps give, without telling everyone your secret sauce, but like give a good example of where perhaps you delivered really good quality service to a customer, really good outcomes that they've had.
Sure. So most of my services are around taxation because we also offer bookkeeping, payroll, all this really like technical accounting work. But the most exciting part, obviously, is tax planning, because that's where we can really show our clients how much money we're saving them.
Mhm.
So, for example, there was a client in the construction industry that he made millions of dollars in 2024. He was really worried. His previous accountant told him that his tax bill was going to be around $300,000.
Wow.
And after working on some tax strategies, I dropped that to just $5,000 in taxes,
Wow.
which is
Okay.
quite a difference because we used accrual accounting with deferred revenue. We use plenty of strategies that are legal.
Mhm.
So we just avoided him of he wasn't even planned. He was like, how am
Mm.
I gonna pay for this? So a lot of
Mm.
people are not even thinking of taxes until the deadline.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, well, I hope he took you out for dinner for saving him that much money. That's significant, right? At least, or a drink, at least.
Right.
Yeah, great.
My
So,
next
and
question.
so, so
A gift.
Do you
because
try and
you
encourage then your clients to sort of engage with you early around that tax planning scenario then, so that it gives you opportunity to put the right pieces of the jigsaw in place for the end goal at the end of the tax year then?
Yes, that's what I'm always asking everyone to please meet with me as soon as possible. I know everyone is busy, but it's important to stay updated on your books, on your financials, on your strategies so
Mm.
you can make the right decisions at the right time.
Yeah. No, I think that makes absolute sense. So in terms of, I think it's the same in the UK at the moment. The tax burden's getting ever higher, and I'm assuming there's a similar scenario in the US. What
Mm.
what what you see from client behaviour, or what they're asking of you, what the type of services and demands they have of you now, is that changing over the last sort of couple of years? I guess since Trump's been in, or is there any other sort of geopolitical factors that you're seeing that are influencing client behaviour?
So most people are really concerned with the new tax laws from the One Big Beautiful Bill
Hmm.
because there's some obviously like any new tax law, there are some pros and cons to each individual. So it's a matter of educating the client on what they should be changing now. For example, many clients were planning on buying electric cars just because of the tax credits. But now that these are gone, then they don't necessarily need to buy an electric car, which would even be like above their budget sometimes. But
Yeah.
because of those credits, it would compensate. So really working on and many different like um types of new credits. So for example, people that want to invest in real estate, if they invest in a rural area, they get more credits.
Okay.
So always sometimes like even working with different professionals because for example, real estate professionals are always trying to sell my clients real estate, right? So really trying to communicate with these professionals and tell them what are the best investments for my
Hmm.
clients, considering their budget, considering the credits, the benefits they can take, the depreciation that they can take. So it's a matter of like education. Now, for example, there's a big one with cost segregation because um, when you buy a real estate, you don't have to depreciate everything throughout, let's say, 27 or 31 years. You can accelerate some items, which is called a cost segregation study. So some items like furniture um, and appliances, we can accelerate those deductions and even use a 100% bonus depreciation, which was about to expire this year, but now
Good.
Trump brought it back. So you can fully expense like 40% of your new investment property on
Mm.
that year. So if you're gonna have a very profitable year, it might be the best time um, to combine a real estate purchase
Mm.
using those strategies. So, like many changes that it really affect timing. So, I think a lot of people they just come with like different professionals, like a financial advisors, real estate agents that talk to them all the time, but then they don't have the bottom line idea of how would that impact on their taxes. So
Yeah.
that's what I try to do, try to make everyone speak the same language and explain everyone what's the right course of action to each client. Mhm.
No, that sounds like you're offering a really great service. I guess there's an element of whichever way the government is taking their tax, that's an opportunity for you to, make an impact on your client, because there are going to be different permutations on the tax and how much they're going to pay, and then you can step in, provide that advisory service, and hopefully save clients a fair amount of money. Um,
Mhm.
so would you say then, from a service perspective, is the tax advisory the main bulk of how you generate your sort of revenue and what you like to offer, or how does it sort of fit in the mix of the services you offer?
Yes, especially because nowadays with AI, you know better than anyone how much we can leverage our offerings to our clients. And just improve the quality of our services,
Yep.
taking advantage of AI and automation. So I still offer, like, a great part of my business is tax filings, bookkeeping, and so on. But maybe because I'm not so involved, I don't see that as a big part of, I would say, my day, because I have AI helping me with that, while most of my effort is towards tax planning, tax strategy, which I also get a lot of insights from AI. Like, I use Thomson Reuters products,
Yep.
which are the leading tax software in the US,
Hmm.
and they provide a lot of insights into updated depreciation credits that we can take advantage. But it's never enough. So I need to combine what my client wants with what the software can provide. And that takes time. So that's big part of, like, my life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, uh, sounds like you're definitely embracing AI. And you mentioned Thomas Reuters. Are there any other sort of parts of your business that you are deploying AI to help you be more productive, or you know, deliver a better service? Any other ways?
Yes. So automation and OCR has been in the
Okay.
market for a very long time,
Hmm.
but I believe that the big change now is with AI.
Hmm.
So not only my I think of the majority of the software nowadays can read and process data, but the part of interpretation is the big difference,
Yeah.
right? So how to really bring value, because just reading and populating forms may not bring the best outcomes to my clients.
Yeah.
Most of the time it will just bring a huge tax bill. But how to work with that data to create scenarios, to think out of the box.
Hmm.
And AI has been helping me a lot with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're right. It's AI has its place, right? It's not ever going to replace you as that ability to take somebody's tax scenario and be able to provide context and advisory services. But there's a load of stuff in the background around operational effectiveness, trend analysis that it can really do really quickly and help guide, but it should not be used as the do all and end all. We have to have the human in the loop to be able to then give that context on top. So it sounds
Because
like you're
I
using it in a safe way. Sorry, go on.
Yes, because I talk from experience. Many times my clients have an idea in mind, and then I think of past cases, and then I realize that that shouldn't be their 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 decision. So I don't make any decisions for anyone. That's not on my hands,
Mhm.
but I provide them with clarity on the
Yeah.
consequences of each decision.
Yeah.
Right. So sometimes, like, even maximizing retirement accounts may not be the right decision for some people, but just because they hear everywhere that they must maximize their retirement accounts, they just kind of lock their money into that. Or starting a new business, opening new entities, starting a trust. There's, like, so many ideas that people are uh they could come to me with those expectations,
Yeah.
but then from and then if I would just throw those requests for my AI to interpret it, it would just follow what the client wants,
Mhm.
but not necessarily it's what's the best for them. I think the
Yeah.
human part is comes with the experience of, look, there are other options for you,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Mhm. Mhm.
Fully agree with your sentiment there. So in terms of your business then, what's working really well for you at the moment?
So, number one, my software, I can't live without it. Uh, I don't even know. I don't know how the new generations will be
Yeah.
now with so much access to AI and automation, how people will even think. Right? We get so um spoiled by these technologies, right? So it saves me so much time. So definitely that's what's working best. And really I'm very happy that my team is also very open to change, to um using all these technologies, and systems are constantly changing. So I've used Drake in the past, CCH. Now I'm with Thomson Reuters. So
Hmm.
because at different moments these were the best tech software at that time.
Yeah.
So sometimes we need to change for the better, and I need a team that is flexible to and wants to learn, you know.
Well, absolutely, and there's one guarantee: things will just continue to change, and it's getting quicker and quicker. So we have to be able to adapt, don't we? So I think that's a really strong mindset to have, to be focused on doing that, because inevitably it will. Is there any sort of KPIs that you are focused on at the moment? So is that revenue growth, or is that cost reduction, or anything of that nature?
So, um, like like I was mentioning to you, like Instagram is currently my main source of marketing.
Yep.
So I've been getting a lot of clients through there. So I personally, like, one of my main goals is just to share more educational videos. I feel that not only that brings me more leads, but also I feel that I help my clients and other people overall have a better understanding of what we do. So when we come with a list of documentation uh, that is needed from each client, they better understand why we're asking that, and sometimes they're more proactive into sharing that. So I feel that it has been helping me a lot to just share um, information and educate clients. So just like sharing more, like growing my my social media presence in the
Yep.
sense of um, connecting with more people, and I, yeah,
So
and that,
sorry, go on.
no, yes, and then for sure making sure that all my software is in place, my team is ready because tax season is coming. So the more I have AI taking care of the manual tasks, I can spend more time with my clients.
Absolutely. No, that
Mm.
sounds good. So just, I know we touched on it at the beginning of the show, and I think it's quite a key USP for you, the three languages, right? Because that's, I would say, fairly unique. So does that help you in terms of client acquisition, lead generation, being able to, I guess, because speak business language in three languages, it is quite a skill. Does that really help your business grow?
Yes, it helps a lot. And in the beginning was a struggle because everything I studied here was in English. So I've been always way more comfortable talking in English
Hmm.
because all the terminology is from here because
Yeah.
we're doing business here. Um, s- but but because I want to be clear with clients, it's really important to speak their language. I think that helps a lot. So all these translations, of course, it's a mix, but I think people all over the world are used to mixing languages. So there's a little bit of English and a little bit of Spanish or Portuguese.
Okay.
So they so when there's a specific terminology, we should use the English version just to make, because if when translated it can cause confusion.
Yeah, yeah.
So we speak a mix. Everyone, especially in Miami, everyone speaks. I don't know what we should call. It's a mix of all languages
Yeah,
together.
yeah, it's a melting pot there, I'm sure. So I guess what you're saying is it's a skill, but it needs to be used wisely because, like I say, from a translation perspective, things can get lost in translation. Do you
Exactly.
find being able to speak, does that engender a lot of trust with certain communities that you can really, because you can speak that language, that you're more trusting? And accountancy tax is a trust game, right? People have to trust you with their money, right? So is that helpful?
Yes, that's extremely helpful. Yes. I think that makes a difference. I feel that people feel more comfortable asking questions, and also because I really take my time. I don't
Hmm.
mind the time I invest into each client. I never end a meeting until I can feel that they are clear, that all their questions have been answered, and they really understood what we're going to do. So I use English words, Portuguese words, Spanish words, any words, but I just want to make sure that I can see in their eyes that yes, they got me, and um they are they agree with the plan. Or sometimes it's they don't want to follow my suggestion. They have something in mind, and we're gonna go with what they say. But at least we have agreed on something, and there's nothing in the air, because that's what I hear my clients saying, that their previous accountants, they never take the time to talk to them. They don't explain why they're doing something. They just kind of force them to accept things as they are, or they leave things for last minute. They always suggest filing an extension of their tax returns. And there's so many bad consequences on just like not giving attention to each client and just extending returns, and then the clients end up overpaying or underpaying their tax bill, having to pay penalties. So I really want to protect my clients and not just like bring them an extra charge, from myself or from the government. I know CPAs that they charge per hour, and it's not how it works. I charge a flat fee, and I take the risk. I
Yeah.
analyze each case. From my experience, I can tell how much time I will probably spend with each client, and it's gonna be what it is. If it happens to take more time, I will take. But just like charging infinite number of hours
Mm.
until someone might get an answer, I feel that is just so unfair.
Yeah. No, I think
Fair
that's
enough.
right. I think that's a very honourable approach to it. So
Yeah.
yeah, well done. So yeah, let's talk about your future goals then. What's your vision for the company? Where do you want to be in 5 years' time?
So I definitely want to grow my team.
Hmm.
I will always be on the lookout for new technologies, for what AI has to offer,
Hmm.
and really find people that care about people,
Yep.
more than just resumes, but people that really have this desire of educating our clients. And 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 yeah, so I really love the idea of like providing jobs, and and having people work in a safe environment. Like everyone that works with me loves working with me, because it's it's in peace, even though most accounting firms are a mess, and it like we work with deadlines. There's a lot of pressure. For me, it's the opposite. I want everyone to enjoy doing this. Otherwise, if you're not in peace, you may rush, and you need a lot of attention when working with financial statements, with tax returns.
Yeah.
So if you are stressed, the likelihood of making a mistake is extremely high. So I
Absolutely.
want to make sure that everyone is happy and in peace, and really enjoying the like even like feeling like they're playing a game, like
Hmm.
looking at their returns and finding checking the software alerts, seeing, oh, what can be improved, could be missed,
Mm.
reaching out to the client, asking for additional documentation, everything in a very peaceful way. And I think that's how things should be, and really have that as an example to other firms, because as I'm growing, other firms may see, look, she's nice to clients and to employees. Maybe I should do the same. And I hope people follow this approach.
No, I think that's great. I mean, culture in an organization is really important, isn't it? You spend a lot of time at work, so if you can engender a culture that people want to be there, they want to work hard, then you have loyalty and better outcomes. So I think that's a very, very sensible and great thing to do. So what does success look like for you in the next 6 to 12 months?
Well, so I've I mean it I can tell that we're growing,
Yeah.
because once we get a new client, it's pretty much this client is ours forever.
Yeah.
It's very unlikely that a person will switch to a different account. And if they're happy with our services, with our pricing, there's no need to switch. So definitely retaining current clients and expanding, um, and continue to expand
Yeah,
internationally as well, not only with US clients, but clients from London,
absolutely.
British clients, because I love British accents. So I will be delighted to have British clients just to be listening. Right. And yeah, and everywhere I feel that there's a lot of opportunities in the US. So when someone from out of the country invest on a branch, for example, or some sort of any type of business entity in the US to expand their operations, it's really strategic and it's so easy and affordable to do it. Just to show that you have a presence in the US to open the doors to the American clientele. I
Yeah,
always recommend that to my international clients.
yeah. No,
Mhm.
excellent. Sounds like you're on the road to success. So, I mean, is there anything in that context that's frustrating you, or if you had a magic wand that you could just remove because it's slowing you down?
So I would really love if people could better understand how taxation works here in the US, for
Hmm.
example, and in general, it's pretty similar from country to country.
Yeah,
Understanding the differences between book and tax. So why do we need your financial statements? What are the important lines you should pay attention to? Because I know especially bigger companies have overwhelming uh transactions and like volume of operations, number of bank accounts, credit cards. It can get really overwhelming, but just focusing on the right accounts, it can really make a difference. So that's why I enjoy posting content about accounting and
yeah,
taxes. So people really understand, and because I can't do everything for them. They need to do part of the work. Um, so if I would have a magic wand, everyone would have like a very deep understanding of accounting and taxes. So
which would
so
help you out.
yeah, that will help me a lot. Yeah, it's already helping the sense of they understand why am I asking for so many documents,
Mm,
and also what I did today, because sometimes people don't have access to their documentation. So I always request a power of attorney to each and every client to access their information on records with the IRS here, so I can see everything that has been reported under their name. So regardless of them being organized or not, I do this task for them. So we make sure that we're not underreporting or over-reporting any uh, revenue, that is coming into their name, or business name. So I get a power of attorney from both business and individual. But and then they're like, so they understand why I need that. So that's why I like to explain. I like people, because I see some other people never send a power of attorney to their CPAs, and that's because they don't know what can be done.
yeah,
So just, and I feel that now with AI uh, and so much access to information, people are getting more educated, and that's so good. It's really good that people are understanding more about what my service is. So
yeah.
what will I be doing for you? You know.
That's
Okay.
great. So, final question for you then. This is a question I ask everyone who comes onto the podcast. So, what's the one piece of advice that you'd give your 18-year-old self that stood you in good stead? What you know now that would have been valuable to know when you were 18.
Um, so the device will be to really um get organized ahead of time. Just because I'm an accountant, so I always think like that, because I
Yeah.
feel that that's the number one mistake everyone does.
Mhm.
They don't keep their books up to date.
Hmm.
They don't create a draft of their tax return near year end, so they have no idea how their taxes will look like.
Yeah.
It's just creating a draft is so simple, but it can save so much money. So because now closer to year end is the time where most strategies should be put into place. If you have a spouse, you can do income shifting. If you have kids, you can hire them, pay them for some services, um, perhaps open a new entity, get married or not. So everything happens by December 31st. If you haven't made a decision, then it will be too late next
Too
year.
late. So
So
the
yeah,
moral of the story is plan early. Yeah. Don't leave it to chance, basically. Get on it.
definitely.
Very
Plan.
good.
Yes.
Excellent. So, Paula, if people who've listened to this like what they've heard, how do they find out about more about you and your company?
So my company is called Skyline. So if you visit skyline-cpa.com, you can visit our website. Our Instagram is Ask Your CPA. So I always post updated content about the new tax laws, international regulations, compliance, really like all sorts of advisory. So if people want to use our services or not, regardless, I feel that it's a great page to follow. And yes, and we're here. And most of my meetings are virtual like this, so it's easy to connect with me and my team. Although we're based in Miami, we have clients from all over the country and international clients as well. So yeah, now
Awesome.
with technology, it's easy to connect.
It certainly is. It certainly is. Yeah, this podcast is shows that in abundance. So, I'd like to thank you for very much for coming on the show today. It's been really insightful. I think clearly you've got a clear plan and a clear vision for your business. I think there's a clear trajectory of revenue growth. And if you're saving people that much money on tax, you're only going to go from strength to strength. I think for me, the big takeaway is just the culture, right? And it's very important to have a strong working culture, and that makes life a lot happier when you're at work and you've got good colleagues and a good environment to work in. So I hope that persists for you and you can keep growing the team. So thank you very much.
Thank
Um,
you. Thank you. This has
Pleasure.
been great. Thank you for the
Thank you for coming.
opportunity. Mhm.
So just to wrap up, if you guys liked what you heard today, please follow this podcast for more content that we're going to be releasing soon, and look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Thank you very much.